Well, I care about the environment, and I'd like to be involved with projects that are working towards improving the environment and working on like sustainable living and stuff like that. They find that a lot of people who live near roadways, especially children because they're still developing, they develop respiratory problems like asthma and possibly like heart disease and stuff like that more often than people who don't live near roadways do. So it's actually pretty important to study how the pollution is, like how the pollutants act near roadways. So I measured particle concentrations of different sizes and then gaseous pollutants like nitrogen oxides and sulfur dioxide. Nitrogen oxides, they're a big tracer of car emissions because they are produced whenever there's combustion around. I had the Clarkson mobile air monitoring lab, brought it to Detroit, and then there were 9 different areas around highways in Detroit, Michigan that I was sampling. And so I sampled one area every day, and that was like the control area, so we could see how pollutant concentrations changed every day and at different times of the day. And then I went out and sampled 2 of the other areas every day to try to get different measurements and see how concentrations kind of change depending on where in the city you are. And so most of the sites that I stopped at and sampled were in neighborhoods where people would be living anyway, but they're also like close to major highways. Mostly concentrations of like different particles or chemicals are higher closest to the roadway, and then they kind of drop off as you get farther away. PM 2.5, which is the size of particle that the GRIM measures, it's like they're particles with diameters of 2.5 micrometers or less, and they're correlated with health effects, and they're also produced by traffic, but they're also produced by a lot of other things. So as you get farther away from the highway, the concentrations basically stay the same of the particles because they're produced by a lot of other things too, and the traffic doesn't affect it as much. I like being involved with research. It's kind of also a big change because you get a bunch of data and then you have to figure it out yourself and try to come up with conclusions, and like no one can tell you what it means because no one knows. So it's a challenge.